Welcome to Vegas Pickleball and Life podcast. Thank you for joining us on our very first episode. It's truly an honor to have these guests with us today. Now, I present you
Will Richards, founder and CEO of Dill Dinkers Pickleball. And we're here playing pickleball at Nina's amazing little facility here in Las Vegas.
I'm Collin Johns, professional pickleball player. Just recently signed with Dill Dinkers, so we're really excited to launch the partnership today. And here we are at VIP Pickleball, and just excited to attend the event and get to know everyone a little bit better.
It's an exciting time. Like, pickleball is really growing right now, so I'm just curious, what got you into this business?
So my wife and I got into the industry because of the lack of pickleball courts, lack of indoor pickleball courts, because in the wintertime, where we live in Maryland, a lot of leaves in the fall, frost in the morning, you got to clean off the courts.
Yes.
There's not enough courts to begin with. And then the people that come in the morning and do all the work, they got to be off the court by 9. And then the next people are coming in like, hey, thanks for cleaning the court for us. So just reasons like that. Like, we played in an indoor facility that was a converted horse barn, and it was 30 degrees because there was no heat and there was no restaurants. So we just thought we could do a better job. So
It didn't take much. Not quite. It could only go up.
the bar was very low.
Yes. When was this ago? Like,
This was 14 months ago. We opened our first facility.
wow. How long have you been playing pickleball?
About 2 years.
2 years,
So
and already.
we'd only been playing like 5 or 6 months when we decided. And when we opened our first facility, the first time I met Collin was maybe about 4 weeks after we opened. He came to teach a clinic in our facility. We were still building some stuff. Remember?
Yes, I do remember.
It was a little rough around the edges.
Yes. Are you sure that up quickly?
From there, so you saw the opportunity and you decided to expand on it?
Yeah, so we opened our first facility. It did really well. I'm a former franchisee of Domino's Pizzas. I decided that this might be something that we want to franchise. We quickly built 3 more locations to prove that we can open them quickly. And then we hired Franchise Well, and they helped us franchise the concept. And then we started selling franchises last September.
Where are you mostly dominate right now? Is the East Coast?
East Coast, I would say. We have some franchisees on the West Coast. Well, not on the West Coast. As far west we've gone now is Tucson. But we have people that we're talking to in California, Washington, Oregon.
Oh.
It's just a matter of the process to talk to them and convince them that it's owning Dill Dinkers is a good way to invest.
Pickleball sports right now is like blowing up popularity. When it comes to the business opportunity, I wonder about your perspective. Like, how do you see the overall opportunity?
Well, there's just such a lack of courts. So over the next, 2 to 6 years, maybe you're going to see an explosion in court construction, outdoors and indoors, just because the sport is growing almost exponentially. And the courts need to be built to keep up with the demand. So there's definitely a lot of opportunity there.
For one of your franchise, I'm sure it's probably based on location, like as far as the investment amount.
It depends. It varies depending on how much of a territory you buy, how many units you want to build.
And we only got into a pickleball last year, but we already meeting so much more friends and seeing the community. Young people coming out, get off their video games. Yes, and started going to the course from the community perspective. Like, they know, what do you see?
Oh, absolutely. So my wife and I started playing. Within 6 weeks, we had a group of 20 people. People that, we had worked with in the past, relatives that we kind of lost contact with or only saw at Christmas. And then we're all getting together and we're playing pickleball. And we see a lot around the holidays of families flying in and renting out a couple courts and playing pickleball together. Like, the community piece of pickleball is what makes it special. It just really attracts all kinds of people, and it's just fun.
Absolutely, yeah. I was curious from a pro perspective. Do you feel like you're very far from the beginner amateur now, or are you still kind of relate to them, to the community?
No, I feel like I definitely still relate to them, and pickleball hasn't been around all that long, relatively speaking, certainly not popularity-wise. So to me, I first picked it up as a hobby, and I never expected to be doing it as my full-time job. So I try not to take myself too seriously, and I have siblings that play at the amateur level, and my girlfriend that plays at the amateur level, and it's just great to see so many people enjoying a game like pickleball.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. from especially going from amateur to pro to owning an entire pickleball franchise. I can't imagine how that journey has been.
It's been a lot of fun. You know, a lot of really cool people along the way. You know, meeting Collin and having the opportunity for him to join our company.
Yeah.
We're very pleased. I mean, college has just a great reputation, and he's always been very friendly to our company. You know, we have a relationship with Yola.
Yes.
Collin does as well as we do.
Yes.
So it's kind of a natural fit. Plus, Collin is from Maryland. His family is not far from our first location.
Maybe, that's why.
15, 20 miles.
Yes, if that. So I grew up in that area, and we were just talking about this today. The courts that he initially went to play pickleball, that's where my brother and I used to practice, because they were literally the only 2 permanent pickleball courts in the state of Maryland. So everyone would figure out Atherton Park, that's where you got to go. And then once everyone figured out where those courts were, that's when other courts needed to open because there weren't enough.
The story sounds like almost exactly how me and Nina met. She was the only place I was looking for court. And next thing you know, we're here doing a podcast.
So I met Nina because we're at the multi-unit franchise show.
Yes.
That's why we're here. And initially we couldn't get a booth. Like, we were too late to the party. So there's got to be a way we can do something. So I called Nina up and I'm like, you have the only indoor courts in Las Vegas. And I want to rent them all for 3 days.
Yes.
So, and that's how we wound up here. Now, we did get a booth eventually anyway.
Yes.
But we decided to do both. So we've had pickleball parties here. This will be our 3rd night in a row.
Yeah.
And Nina's staff is amazing. She's been very, very helpful. And I would strongly encourage anybody to come play here.
Definitely. When they visit Vegas, this is the place to go.
In our Dill Dinkers, we're going to put something on all of our bulletin boards about this place for people to come and play.
And it's a clever name, VIP.
Oh, yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. VIP for the VIP in Vegas.
As what I understand, you do have some VIPs. They come play here. Some former, not too bad tennis players, from what I understand.
Not too bad. Yeah, some decent ones. Yeah. Going forth, like, how do you see like the franchise or the business opportunity with pickleball?
From our perspective, it's going to continue to grow. Our vision is to be in every state and every city. We have a different model than some others. We have a smaller footprint. And we're just going to keep growing it as long as we can and just develop the player base. One of our philosophies is we bring in new players all the time and we teach them how to play and we teach them how to grow. We're using another company that Collin is affiliated with. Is it My Pickleball Coach or My Pickleball Journey?
So it changed names, so it is confusing. No, it is My Pickleball Coach.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, and My Pickleball Coach is also based in the same town that we started our first pickleball facility. So the CEO of that company, Rick, likes to refer to Maryland as the Silicon Valley of pickleball. There's a lot going on in pickleball in our neck of the woods.
Yeah. My brother being the #1 player in the sport coming out of Maryland too. That's a pretty good distinction for Maryland in and of itself. And then you add in all these other things. The Silicon Valley of pickleball. I mean,
it's pretty good.
It could catch on. You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got so many people from pro players to company, franchise, everything. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice to have Yola right down the street from one of our facilities. I go there in the morning to check it out. There's Ben and Collin in the corner practicing, or Enterprise, or I don't know who's going to be there. One day it's Tyson McGuffin. You know, it kind of varies, but it's exciting because it gives them a place to practice.
Yes.
When they're in town attending their Yola meetings or whatever.
There's a handful of franchise also coming up. I understand your philosophy, but some of the nuance, I'm just curious, how is it differential from the other franchise?
It's safe to say there's a lot of people in the space, and there's a lot of people selling franchises right now because there's a lot of demand for it. And at the end of the day, you know, everybody has a different model. They have a different approach. I like to call this era of pickleball the wild, wild west of pickleball because a lot of people are trying a lot of things. You know, you have chicken and pickle out there, a crush yard, you know, you name it. People are trying everything. Yeah. So there's going to be a period of time where we're all growing rapidly, but there'll be a point in time where there's going to have to be a retraction. And that's far down the road because there's so much potential at this point.
Yeah, the good news is all of them are in the pickleball space, which means more and more people are joining the pickleball fray. So I think that's good for everybody.
At the end of the day, the more pickleball players, the better.
The market will correct yourself. Yeah, eventually.
Eventually.
for coming years? Did you have any like demographic just nationwide?
Nationwide, we reached out to a couple of countries. England, pickleball is starting to take off. Australia, some Middle Eastern countries as well. Eventually, it's probably going to be an Olympic sport. Asia is going to be a huge market for pickleball.
Absolutely.
Who knows where this is going to end?
Yeah.
It's just going to keep growing.
Who knows if somebody's going to end up in the Olympics?
Never know.
Yeah, I should get autograph right now.
All I can say is come to VIP Pickleball. It's a great little facility. It absolutely is. Very homey. The staff here is amazing. They were very helpful for us every night that we were here.
Yeah, especially when you come to VIP, you get treated like a VIP.
Yeah. And if you're at the casino and you lose all your money, you can come here but
Oh, absolutely. You make me feel good.
Yeah, it makes you feel better.
Yeah.
This episode is brought to you by Vegas Indoor Pickleball. Thank you for joining us on our first video. Hitting the like button will help us tremendously. Subscribe on YouTube and any podcast platforms to join our exciting pickleball adventures ahead.